because normally we've been seeing throughout the knockout stages, the draft has actually seemed a little weaker to me because we've seen more experimental hero picks come through, and it's really opened up really easy victories for these very established team comps that we saw from the likes of the Brazilian teams and the Turkish teams whilst we had them with us. But seeing the Monkey come out again with the Zhongfei and obviously Suits on this Angela has been one of his staple picks throughout the entire tournament.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the Guardian Mo, the Angela, Suits can play anything absolutely in the mid lane. And, you know, he's not going to be a stranger to Angela. He's got MVP once on the Angela as well. But against one and Guichi, putting a lot of pressure towards this mid lane, that is going to not allow the Angela to do any sort of early game rotations at the moment. So just has to play a bit slower and allow the side lanes to do what they do on their own, which also means that the Kaiser is going to be uncontested here as well.
Yeah, with the ease up of in the mid lane, getting that economic growth to begin with is something that we can see already for VKS. This is already their 3-4 minute strategy, it seems, is getting VKS 1 on that Princess Frost ahead of Suits on the Angela. But Niap and Muster are already going head to head. They're taking the blows, they're trading them, and neither of them fall there. Whereas again, we're seeing that Menguenchi's been forced back down to the farm lane because of the aggression that we see from Selena and Omaini down in the farm lane. So we can't really enable the Muzu to be away from this Lady Sun. As we know, this hero struggles early game in terms of the damage. She needs those items, but VKS then going up there with Niap. Could we see a rotation here from Benignas to get a first blood here? Both level 4, so we see Kaiser can have that huge survivability with that halt with at least 8 seconds. Obviously, it's not going to be that huge 16 seconds without that Dolia. Same with many of these heroes on the side of VKS. There is no second ultimate being able to be given up, which we've been seeing quite a lot in that knockout stage.
Yeah, but Kaiser is still Kaiser, even without the second ultimate. It's still a very tanky jungler that can play as a pseudo tank, as a bruiser, as a warrior. So Danny just needs a good start, a decent start to be able to progress. He did go for the cooldown reduction boots, which is pretty interesting on the Kaiser. Usually you do see, you know, the anti-CC boots, but I guess there's not too many crowd control on the side of Alpha 7. It's really just the Charlotte knockup and the stuns coming from the Angela, which is not like a huge duration, nor is it very easy to hit as well. So he's going for, you know, more heals, more movement, and that will allow him to have more impact in these fights.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be a stranger to seeing these boots being built first and then a switch up halfway through just to accommodate these team fights, because we do say that there is not a lot of crowd control on the side of A7, but they do have the likes of obviously Zhongfei as well, if able to aim properly, stun into the wall. Same with Benignas as well on the Monkey, but we're seeing VKS Danny going and Niep for another. Oh, with one as well. It's a 3v1 going in for not only the first blood, but they get the first turret takedown in the Clash lane already from Alpha 7. This is already looking like a upset in that pre-4 minutes. This is a VKS that we are not used to seeing. They are feisty. They are in this for the win, it seems.
Absolutely. They are, you know, starting the game on all cylinders here, really playing really well across the map. The 2-man rotation along with one as well, making sure that Master does fall, allows him to get the first tower of the game in the top lane, and that opens up the Sage Golden buff, which is going to be very important for them to control Benignas on this Monkey, who isn't your usual like high killing, not a killing machine. He provides a little bit more to the rest to his team, but he is still a hero that you want to not enable to have a good game.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to underestimate him. I played Monkey yesterday in a competitive game, and I really enjoyed how fast his wave clear can be. I thought from like such a fun-loving, cutesy character that those wave clears with the bounce back at the bubble as well, and also that shield from his first abilities, pretty huge in these team fights. And we're already seeing those. Is that no? That's physical damage boots, isn't it? On the side of Monkey there, so already going for a little bit more of a defense on those boots overall. And yeah, again, we are still, it's not a slow burner, but it's not also burning out too fast and too bright. But Niap takes that teleportation mechanic down from the Baron lane, preempts Almighty, but Almighty gets out of there with the kill as well. Well played by Alpha 7.
Yeah, he, like Niap, tried to read the eventual teleportation, but he just took too much damage while just waiting for the Arlie to teleport over there. So he took a lot of damage and did fall himself, did give away some of his gold away to his opponents, and they're still trying to get something done here in the bottom side, but too much damage from the Angela will force them back. Win RJ happy to be able to survive with an inch of his health.
Yeah, that was beautifully played by VKS Niap there, literally going for the aggressive play, and he kind of, I really wanted that to work, but unfortunately, this is no other team. This is no usual team. This is Alpha 7, and they are here to stay. They take the Clash Lane turret as well, so they are now even Stevens in the turret game, and could potentially persuade that into Alpha 7's favor with that farm lane turret as well, looking pretty low as those minions rotate around and take it there. And we've got a little bit of a 3v3 brewing here. Also, Danny looking for a backline rotation, or just sitting patiently in that bush to enable the team to take out a lot of the damage already on the side of A7, and then for VKS Danny to come in and sweep that up. But it looks like he's gone back in there to make sure he claims that Sage buff from VKS, from Alpha 7, sorry.
Yep, still keeping themselves in the game at the moment. Clash Lane power, both teams have lost their Clash Lane power. The Farm Lane power is down for the side of VKS, but in terms of net worth, they are still pretty neck and neck. The Overlord is still alive, but none of these teams are actually trying to go for it. Ngeri might be in a dangerous position. Danny trying to find an opening on towards any of these heroes, but Selena is the last target he really wants to go for.
Yes, there is so much going on here, to be honest. And did we expect anything different from both of these teams? Probably not. The economic curve being very similar, but Benignus being caught out there. The monkey was just a little bit too cheeky with that ultimate, rolling around, getting caught by VKS1 with that slow as well. And here we see Ngeri and Danny going in, hopefully to take down another kill from Alpha 7. Down goes Almighty as well, making that 3 kills on the board for VKS. And it looks like they're not just done that, they are looking to take that mid lane turret, and it is now opened up that mid lane. So huge amount of space here for VKS to be enabled the ganks, but also the farm on the side of Alpha 7's jungle. But we could see that tier 2 turret be taken and traded there for Alpha 7, not quite as Niap manages to get to it.
Yeah, like we've seen historically, hold that thought for a bit, one taking a lot of damage, but they're trying to get a Sage Golem buff as well, but Benignus will be able to escape, and VKS will be able to secure that Sage Golem buff. But as I was saying, we've historically seen whichever team that takes that mid tier 1 tower first will eventually come to win the game. And is this a foreshadowing of the outcome of this this game, if not the series? VKS actually playing phenomenally so far.
Yeah, everything's to play for at this stage now. I mean, they could have been knocked out yesterday, but was it going to be likely? No. But here, this is the be-all and end-all of this tournament, so they are going to have to bring out all those plays. They're going to have to hold no punches as well. And Alpha 7 is going to be on the receiving ends of those unconstrained punches from VKS, and it's looking like these hits are sticking as well, because Alpha 7 not getting any of that jungle priority on both either the Tyrant or the Overlord. They've managed to get 2 turrets, but so is VKS, and VKS are up with the kills and ever so slightly ahead with that gold. If we look towards the lanes as well, a big dominance between the mid lane of VKS compared to Alpha 7. And then we see that Ali's managing to stay ahead of the Lady Sun, so that's kind of like a healthy place you want to stay in, is make sure Lady Sun is not getting farmed and fed too much.
Exactly. They are trying to make sure their late game is not as strong as it can be. Of course, with the Lady Sun, it's always scary to get to that 20-minute mark because one roll, one hit can essentially kill off the Angela, the Arlie, or even something like the Zhang Fei is very vulnerable to that late game damage from her as well.
Yes, and once again, it's just all about that late game, and VKS are playing it so far to enable the late game. Not quite going to get activated too early on the side of VKS, that Lady Sun, but however, it doesn't matter when it activates, but if you allow that to activate and you allow that to get to that point, then that's when the sticky situations not only come from the Kaiser, but come from the Lady Sun. Stun there onto Benignus from Mingenshi as well. Great pick. This Muzu is being throughout the latter half of this tournament. But speaking of going in, we see Benignus take down one. It's currently a 1-0 trade double kill for Benignus there, not pulling any punches and throwing all those bubbles at his enemies and hoping they stick, and they did get a double kill there. Danny going in with that ult, but nice suppression there from Suits on the Angela, keeping that Kaiser at bay. And it looks like that's where that whole interaction's going to end. But still, Muster looking for an aggressive push-up in that farm lane to try and take the high ground turret. This is the grand final we were hoping for, Zero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Radio. So there it is. So far into the almost 12th minute here between VKS and Alpha 7, and we're already seeing those switch-ups here, and the tempo slightly moving over to the side of Alpha 7. With the finally one jungle objective on the card there for this team, and they have equalized the kills. We're having a great push here from Benignus up in the Clash lane, picking up another second tier turret, so failing that mid lane game, but failing, we see Suits get taken down there by one. Down goes Almighty by Danny as well. That is a 2-0 trade so far from VKS. They are paying back that dividends of the last team fight between these two Goliaths here, because this match up and this tournament narrative is no longer David versus Goliath. It is Goliath versus a Goliath, and these two Titans are not looking at slowing up any point now.
Absolutely, they did get a great favorable trade there, getting two, and that will allow them to get the Shadow Overlord here. Network craft, look at that, it's just showing how this game has been back and forth on both sides. Both teams have taken leads at separate points of the game, but at the moment the lead is very thinly held here from the side of VKS after that great mid lane fight with Danny being able to cut towards the back line. So they need to hold on to this. Danny is getting there. He's 8,000 net worth at the moment, while Benignus is 10.4k. That is a huge difference in terms of a jungler. But on the other hand, the Byron played by Niap is currently leading for the rest of his team as well. So it's all down really to the marksman difference at the moment as we are nearing the late game situation. The Daybreaker almost completed here by the Lady Sun, and that's when we start to see her really putting the damage in. Danny taking a lot of damage from Benignus. He needs some backup here, and backup has arrived in the form of Niap. A lot of damage there being taken by Benignus, but he will be able to back away. The slippery hamster that he is. Princess Cross ultimate will force out the Zhang Fei knockback as well. Danny in some trouble. He pops the ultimate, stays alive. Almina is down, brought down there by one. Double Q on towards the Muster as well. And this might be the end for the side of Alpha 7 as they're trying to hold their high ground. 3 versus 5, but VKS isn't very healthy at the moment. One already down to half health. WinRJ needs to hit a couple of more minions to be able to regen his health. One gets brought down there by Benignus, who regened up and came back into the fight, and this might turn things around. Lady Sun gets the return kill, but not before he pays with his life. Yeah, gets hit there. Suits in trouble. Suits will fall here, and that is going to leave the bottom tier 3 tower completely open. Nope, they're going to go towards the mid, because that is where the next Q wave is going to reach first.
What a beautiful back and forth there. Danny getting those 50 kills on the board. I'm pretty sure somebody from Alpha 7 got the 50 kills yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was Benignus as well. So both of these junglers looking at that 50 kill mark for both of these teams. But again, beautiful back and forth there. And we didn't expect anything different coming into this grand final of Season 1 Invitational. Danny going in to try and steal the Tyrant, and he does there. Alpha 7 no more the crucial theft masters. Danny is definitely playing this jungle role to its full potential. Niap into the back of the line there. Unfortunately for Niap, they managed to get some shield on the side of A7, keeping them alive, and then Selena's pushing them back to force them away from these squishy champions that are currently being left alive, which is the Ali and the Angela. But when we was looking at that team fight down in that farm lane, Angela just didn't have a foot in, because if you allow or make the Angela exposed, he is being able to be taken down very easily. But he could have taken down very easily. That was just too easy for a Zhongfei takedown. And it looks like this could be a potential crystal takedown in game 1 for VKS. They are looking to finish the game with a 1-0 there.